20 on the last one.
We saved the turtle.
The turtle's been saved.
No straws. No straws.
The turtle has been released into the sewers.
Yes,
and is now
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
You know, speaking of poop, you can check out Night Series on Disney Plus right now.
Damn it, Kenobi. You beat me by 10 seconds. Of course, I was going to say Paramount Plus, a far, far better service than Disney Plus.
Let me tell you about the most incredible streaming service you have ever seen. It's tremendous, believe me. I present to you Trump Plus, the greatest streaming platform in the world. We will feature only American programming starring only American actors. Nobody does streaming like Trump Plus, and I know streaming better than anyone else. We are going to make streaming great again.
I don't know why, but I've always been kind of partial to CNN.
You boys are all nuts. The only way to go is OnlyFans. I'll tell you what, that place is awesome. You know, for just a few bucks a month, you can view all sorts of educational videos like head change oil and stuff.
They look, and of course, Danny's favorite part, they feel human.
Hey, everybody, speaking of feeling human, if you ever find yourself in Japan, they got these crazy dolls that are so, well, they say mama and daddy in like a bunch of different languages. They poop and pee all over you. Yeah, it's whatever.
Dun, dun, dun.
You ever have a moment when you're rewatching an episode of something and then it dawns on you everything that's about to happen? And your brain just goes, "Bah!"
You just love the power crotch.
Ladies and gentlemen, nobody respects women more than I do. Let me tell you, women are incredible, powerful, and they deserve to be celebrated. That's why I'm here to talk about women's power, a movement that empowers women to achieve greatness and make their mark on the world. Now, some people may ask, why focus on women's power? Well, the answer is simple. Nobody knows women as well as me. Further, women power is human power, and we all want humans to have more power since we need to be energy independent. Now, if you pay attention on the great show Battlestar Galactica, we learn that the greatest power in the known universe is the woman's crotch, as it can withstand the force of a 40-megaton blast of a Cylon nuclear bomb. Which leads me to the conclusion that I'm going to grab onto that power with both hands and not let go. And I'm not going to let some stupid liberal at CNN or MS whatever tell me that it's wrong to let go of energy independence just because some stupid broad doesn't like it. God bless America.
You know, for a Republican, you ain't half bad, Donnie.
Oh, come on, man. You guys are just being stupid. Can we just get back to the show? I mean, really? We get any more immature than you guys?
I have to say I'm with Joe on this one, Don. I have to admit I have a few things to say about what you and Bill said on all this stuff before we can get back to the space planes. Now, and all this talk of nuclear missiles is giving me a headache, and B, you guys talking about dirty lady bits has frankly shown me you have some serious maturicity issues. Finally, Tadeus, that's 3 in Espanol. We all know that Tom Brady did nothing wrong with the football, and the NFL is just looking for a reason to get him since he voted for me back when I was El Presidente.
I, for one, think this show sucks, so I would just rather listen to Don and Bill.
I find myself in agreement with James T. Kirk. The rest of you are irrelevant and deserve to die.
Right.
The power of Tang will protect you.
Yeah, right?
Did somebody say Tang? That is like my favorite powdered drink. I sure could go for some Tang while watching them space planes on Battlestar Galactica.
I got a question. So, she's a Cylon. She doesn't know she's a Cylon. So, is it Is it like she's like a sleeper? She can be activated and deactivated, and she just loses time. Is that
It's
what's
like a
going on?
computer program. So
Yeah, and they did explain that very limitedly in the miniseries. They when I think it was Head Six even said to him, some of them don't even know that they are a Cylon.
Right. No, I remember her saying that. But
yeah, and they very much are sleeper agents, and they absolutely address all of the questions of how did it happen, when did they find out, what's the effect. Oh yeah, it's really, really, really good too. By the way, it's
I even moved the camera so you can't see my shirt
Turn the fracking
anymore.
hat around. All right, just frack yourself and frack. Podcast and Salty Nerd podcast.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to fix my camera the way.
all in.
It's like my
Might
face
as well.
is
You're
just like all
surprised
like,
you don't have bobbleheads for Nerdrotic or something with you.
Hi, I'm Hillary Rodham Clinton, and when I'm not shattering glass ceilings or destroying the patriarchy, I'm hanging out with my good friend Gary, also known as Nerdrotic. Won't you please subscribe to Nerdrotic's channel? It's the patriotic thing to do. And remember, if you support Nerdrotic, it's just like supporting me, Hillary Rodham Clinton, your future president. Hey, Bill, get me some more Windex. I really want to wipe down these hard drives, okay?
Sure thing, baby doll. I'm right on.
The preceding was brought to you by Dork Night Political Marketing Incorporated.
Well, hey, we didn't have Free the Tortoise till today either.
Yeah. Fracking tortoise.
Paramount
Disney
Plus. Suck on that, you stupid Jedi.
Only a Trekkie deals in insults.
All right, I have a big problem with that.
Galactica's water recycling system is close to 100% effective. For all intents and purposes, there's not one drop of water that's wasted aboard. We have enough water for several years before replenishing.
How much water did we lose?
10 million JPs, sir. Almost 60% of total potable water reserves.
Now, if my math's right, it always is, then they had several years' worth of water. They lost 60%. So 60% of several years should leave us with...
How long will our water supplies last?
Well, aboard Galactica, about 6 days.
6 days? Yeah, that sounds about right.
George, you grade A imbecile, don't you understand that they could get all the water they need by simply going to their replicators and saying that they need water? They could even get it hot or cold, however they like.
Look, I'm sorry to have to say this because I think that Captain Picard is a very nice man, a very, very nice man. He is French, but he's still nice, has an English accent for no reason, so I do not think we can trust him. Anyway, Picard is a liberal, and we all know that liberals do not know how to math, and the French are very, very bad at math, but I happen to be the best at math. I got A's in every math class I ever took, and I never missed a question on any math test. Now, we all saw when I was president, Congress only gave me 95% of what I wanted, so obviously with only 95% of the money, I could only build 5% of the nice, beautiful wall between the U.S. and Mexico. Now, despite only having enough money to build 5% of the wall, we built 120% of the wall. The liars at CNN and MS whatever will tell you I only built a small part of the wall, but that's just not true. The fact is that if you go exactly where I tell you to go, you will see a big, beautiful wall, exactly 120% of it. There it is, just so beautiful, so beautiful. You're welcome, America.
Look, I man love the Donsters party hammets, but the fact is that his economic ideas just did not make a lick of sense. Remember, I am the only living U.S. president who ever balanced a budget, and fixing the water problem can be done the same way. All you need to do is budget carefully the amount of water you need for everyone to live a nice, comfortable life, then allow that amount of water to be used every day. Then just increase the amount of water we collect by the deficit we create before we run out. Problem solved. Now, where's my rubber ducky? I'll take me a nice long bath.
Well, I hope you don't mind if I weigh in on this, but the old Gipper's got one more game to win. You see, I learned in my time in politics that when you cut taxes, you actually increase revenue to the government. Therefore, I think the solution is simple. All we gotta do is vent the rest of the water into space, and we'll have all the water we could ever use.
I'm afraid you all have it wrong. Simple facts are that Lieutenant Gator, a fine officer of Italian and Chinese descent, made a simple mistake. Back when I was president, I needed to fund a program that was going to cost about $1.6 trillion. So I did what any good president would do. We did the math completely and fully. We determined that in order to pay for the $1.6 trillion program, we would need to raise $840 billion. So that's exactly what we did, and problem solved. Looking at the Galactica issue, it seems obvious that they need 85% of water, since that's what they had in the tanks at the beginning of the episode. So using the same math that we used, we can see that to get 85% of the water in the tanks, we need to have about 40% of the tanks filled. And since they only lost about 60%, they have 40% left. Therefore, they're just fine. In fact, they most likely have water to spare.
Yeah, could you imagine? I mean, you're a smoker, Danny. Imagine being a smoker in the fleet right now, knowing that that's not just going out of style. There's no...
Are they going to bang?
You know, true story. I was watching this episode, and y'all won't believe this, I was thinking the exact same thing as Danny. I don't care what Michael and Jace were thinking. I mean, who cares? Are they going to bang?
What are you talking about, Belle?
Sorry, shook it down. I was just wondering if that explosive in the spaceship was going to blow up. You know, bang, boom.
Uh-huh. Whatever you say, Bill.
Oh, man. What is it with these Cylons? They're going to bang, huh?
Daniel, this unhealthy obsession with banging has just got to stop. But I can see there's just no stopping you. So fine, I will bang you.
I got to be honest with you, sweetie. I don't think that's what he's after.
Oh, come on, man. You guys are just being stupid. Can we just get back to the show? I mean, really? But I'll be honest with you. I'd take a pass at that if, you might be interested. Oh, I know I may not look like much. But hey, down in Scranton, we know how to tussle.
So what do you think of water?
I'm enjoying all of this, man. Like, can't you tell? I mean, this is...
See, we told you this was like the show.
It's good. It's good. No,
and,
it reminds me of when my buddy Eric and I, we watched... I'd never seen Babylon 5, and I'd never seen Farscape. So we watched all of Babylon 5, and I think there were some movies too. Yeah. And then we watched all of Farscape. And I wish, and this is what it reminded, we didn't do a show or anything. We were just a couple of nerds, and we were just doing that for shits and giggles. And that's what this reminds me of. And I enjoyed all of that. I'm enjoying all of this. I keep asking questions. I appreciate you. They're rhetorical. I don't really want you to answer.
Yeah, I know. I love it. It's are they gonna? Is this gonna happen? My brain is just going like.
I'm so
if I say
about
any of
feeding
this.
you some really bad false information.
Yeah,
I would deserve it.
Yeah, giant disinformation campaign.
Yes. Are they gonna bang? Well, actually, they have a child. And the child literally looks like a toaster, and it walks
and then you hold right onto it the whole way through. You get to the end of the whole series, and Danny is wondering where the payoff is for for your lie.
Yeah. Hey, they're supposed to bang with a child toaster thing. What happened? But one thing I really, really like about this show is that everything has consequences as it moves on. Like, you notice they're still talking about the Olympic carrier from the first episode, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of a big I mean,
well, yeah, it's going to affect
1,100 people. It was like what 1,100 people died on 9/11.
1,300, yeah.
I'm saying in real life on 9/11 it was 1,100 people, and on the Olympia it was 1,300 people. And instead of terrorists doing it, the president had to be like, "Yeah, kill it." Like she gave the order. She's got to live with it.
Well, that was you could actually compare that one to imagine if the fighter jets actually had made it to northern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and they had to shoot down on the planes.
Yeah.
You think about, so Apollo had to make that decision, or had to pull the trigger. That's going to affect him for a long time. The water situation is going to play heavily into not just the next couple of episodes, but the entire series, because what happens with the water introduces us to a character.
Here's what I don't get.
That's going to be a major player moving forward, and we would never have met the character if not for the water.
If Colonel Ty is such an alcoholic, why isn't he like doing prison punch with ketchup packets and stuff? Like, what's going on with this guy? Like,
believe me, there are other crews of people that you're going to slowly see. Yeah. Actually, believe it or not,
some prison punch coming up.
There's a really, really cool scene in season 2 where they actually catch some of the deckhands making a still.
Yeah. and their boss comes in and says, "What the hell are you doing? You're going to kill yourselves with these things. Now, after the shift, I want you to get me twice as much coil as this, and we're going to do it right."
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, they absolutely.
What happened?
There you go. Danny froze for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they absolutely do a really good job of tying so many things together and callbacks, and the nothing is ever bottled.
And yes, Colonel Ty will find the still.
Hey, George W. Bush here, and if you like space planes as much as I do, then be sure to subscribe to Salty Trekker. And if you don't like space planes, then why don't you just go f*** yourself?
Funny, that reminds me of a story.
Just shut up, Bill.